The Supermarine Spitfire was the most successful British fighter of the Second World War and accounted for an estimated 6,338 aerial victories. But have you ever wondered where it scored its first kill and who the pilot was that achieved this record? Well, to answer that, we have to go back to the first major Luftwaffe raid over the British Isles, back in October 1939. Looking for HMS Hood, KG-30 launched an attack on the Royal Navy in the Firth of Forth. There they were met by Spitfires of No. 602 and 603 Squadron. Each squadron shot a Junkers 88 down within minutes of each other, but who did it first? For years, the debate remained unresolved. But the truth is that Flight Lieutenant Patsy Gifford of 603 Squadron, with help from the rest of the unit, downed the first Luftwaffe aircraft over Britain. Here is the report that describes how he did it. The pilots comprising the section concerned Red Section, A Flight Number 603 Squadron, were Flight Lieutenant Gifford, leader, Flying Officer MacDonald, and Pilot Officer Robertson. On further questioning, the pilots are not certain of the type of machine encountered, but suspect that it was a Heinkel 111. The fighters were in a wide Vic formation whilst changing their patrol position from Haddington to Dalkeith and sighted the enemy head-on to the leader at 4,000 feet. The enemy aircraft turned to port and the fighters went into line astern formation to starboard. No. 1 aircraft dived alongside the enemy aircraft, recognized it as hostile, and gave the order to fire, whereupon the fighters carried out a No. 1 attack from slightly above. The enemy aircraft dived towards the ground, crossed the coast at about 1,000 feet, and came down to about 50 feet above sea level. During the attack, the enemy aircraft carried out a gentle turn, presumably to give the upper gunner a target, and a steeper turn when the fighters were breaking away, when the gunner again opened fire. It was noted that tracer was used by the enemy. The breakaway of each fighter aircraft was covered by another fighter coming into attack. Fire was opened at 350 yards range, as indicated by reflector sight, and was continued in short bursts of about 4 seconds duration to within 50 yards range. All ammunition was expended. After this attack was delivered, several pieces of fuselage covering from about 2 to 3 feet in front of the tail unit were seen to fall away. On his second attack, therefore, the section leader corrected his deflection to ensure hits in the vulnerable parts of the fuselage, and enemy aircraft almost immediately crashed into the sea and broke up about 2 miles from Port Seaton. 3 of the crew were rescued by a fishing boat, and one who was killed went down with the machine. No hits were registered on our fighter aircraft. Signed, P. Gifford, Red Section, No. 603 Squadron. If you'd like more details about this day's action, check out the videos on screen now. Please leave me any requests for combat reports and any feedback. For more reports from the men who were actually there, subscribe to the channel and check out the website, dogfightdebrief.com.